Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, March 3, 2022. 20 Jamaican students who had been studying in the Ukraine when Russia launched an invasion against that country are now back on home soil. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade arranged the students' journey from the Ukraine capital of Kyiv into the western city of Lviv and from there into Poland and then Germany before they safely landed at the Sangster International Airport Wednesday evening. They were greeted by government officials led by the Foreign Affairs Minister of State Leslie Campbell, who assured them that support would be provided to ensure they can continue their education.
Whatever assistance that the state can provide, that will be provided, and there are some. I know the Prime Minister, because I saw the account. The Prime Minister made a contribution of 1.8 million Jamaican dollars, which has gone into a special account, and where that can. And I know the leader of the opposition. So those funds are coming in, and other private donors will be making contributions, and so that in making your decision thereafter, whether you are going to go to a local university or wherever, some provision will be made. But we are just really happy to see all of you home and that you're safe.
He also assured the students that facilities were being put in place to help them deal with the trauma they would have suffered from the experience.
And let me hope that you will make use of it, because believe me, it's not going to be easy. It's going to take some time for you to resolve all the issues which are which you have to contend with. But the good thing is that you have some support.
The students arrived on a Eurowings flight from Frankfurt at the Sangster International Airport. Arrangements were made to expedite their way through the usual immigration and customs procedures, as well as transportation from the airport. Foreign Affairs Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith has said the government is underwriting the cost of the students' return. They were provided with welcome home gift packages in a brief ceremony in the airport VIP lounge. JIS News spoke with two of the students who recounted the harrowing experience and expressed their joy to be back home in Jamaica.
The experience, it was horrible. I don't know what exactly happened, but I know that it was something bad that happened. I feel very safe to be at home now. I feel very happy. As soon as we crossed the Poland border, that was just a sigh of relief that we were somewhere safe, because over in the Ukrainian side, it was like, I know that no second of our life is guaranteed, but while we were there, it dawned on us that we could just die at any moment. So I'm very grateful to be here right now.
As everyone knows, that I was the one that fell ill. I don't know what happened after that, because I was being treated, thank God for my friends and Jamaicans that were there trying to help me through all the way. We're just really happy that we're home. We're happy that we're home.
The Ministry of Education and Youth has provided schools with guidelines for the full resumption of face-to-face learning effective Monday, March 7. In a bulletin issued to school administrators, the Education Ministry reminded that all institutions must be approved by the Ministry of Health and Wellness for in-person classes. To aid in their preparation, additional funds are being dispersed for sanitization and the procurement of furniture where needed. In addition, documentation is being prepared to ensure the timely payment of the fourth tranche of funding grants due in April. The ministry says the 3 to 6 feet physical distancing condition has been relaxed, which means that classroom seating can be arranged to reflect the usual spacing of desks and chairs that maintained prior to COVID-19 restrictions. However, schools are to ensure there is increased vigilance and monitoring of the students for mask wearing, temperature checks, and any signs of illness. Staff must be deployed to clean and disinfect or sanitize classrooms and other facilities prior to the resumption of school and according to a daily routine while school is in operation. All persons who enter the school grounds each day should have their temperature taken. Administrators are required to prepare a space and use the protocols to isolate and treat students and staff who may become ill or show symptoms of the virus. In addition, wash stations must be installed in strategic locations, and staff, parents, and students should be resensitized about the safety protocols. In addition, schools are advised to organize blitzes to ensure full vaccination of all stakeholders. Where necessary, timetables are to be modified to ensure that teachers are appropriately deployed to attend to the students. Psychosocial sessions must also be planned for all students and teachers to enable them to cope with the ongoing pandemic. In other education news, a recent World Bank study has concluded that education spending at the early childhood and primary education levels in Jamaica directly reaches the poor and is generally aimed at reducing poverty. World Bank Human Development Program leader for the Caribbean, Timothy Johnston, detailed elements of the review recently.
And in general, if you look at how pro-poor spending is, the government spending on preschool and pre-primary education or primary education generally benefits the more poor families.
He says there is still, however, an opportunity to improve the quality of early childhood education to include reallocating an estimated $3.7 billion in spending to this sector in the long term. The World Bank Human Development Program leader says the fiscal impact of this action would be neutral, while the result is critical for improving overall education outcomes. The findings came out in the Public Expenditure Review of Jamaica's Education Sector Study, which was undertaken by the World Bank and UNICEF to analyze the adequacy, efficiency, and equity of public spending on education. And finally, the issuing of ID cards under the National Identification System, NIDS, will begin through a pilot program to be undertaken in Kingston and St. Andrew. Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister, Floyd Green, says the exercise is expected to start early in the second half of this year. He was speaking during Tuesday's meeting of the Standing Finance Committee of the House of Representatives, which is reviewing the 2022-2023 estimates of expenditure. The minister says enrollment sites will be established at post offices in collaboration with the Post and Telecommunications Department to maximize existing resources.
So we will be setting up enrollment centers across some of those spaces in Kingston and St. Andrew and start with that initial rollout so that we can, zone in on the process. People will actually go to the centers, bring some of their foundation documents and be enrolled, get their cards. And once we have finalized that, looking at the process, then we will roll out island-wide. And we expect towards the end, going into early next year, we will have that island-wide rollout.
Minister Green says the Office of the Prime Minister, under which NIDS falls, will also be partnering with the Registrar General's Department and the Electoral Office of Jamaica on the full rollout of ID cards across the island. NIDS will provide a comprehensive and secure structure to enable the collection and storage of identity information on all Jamaican nationals. It will verify an individual's identity, facilitate the electronic signing of documents, and allow persons to securely access a range of government services online. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.